Una know say me I get the rule me take dey see my things. So now 2027, right? It's still far. Peter Obi don dey try make him tell us say him still be the new candidate wey supposed to dey for that seat. But my question still remain the same. Wetin happen before no go happen again this time around. What are the Nigerians what are Nigerians going to do to make sure that the Nigerians that are going through hell in this charade they call their government shaped team, they are going to defend them. So for those of una wey don't know the reason why they talk like this, Mona take good look at this news when I want give una. And una know so na comments, it really mean a lot to me. As you do that, God bless you. See you in the comment section.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So what are your thoughts, with Peter Obi's disagreement with the Labour Party's newly created Directorate of Obidient Movement?
Well, like I've always maintained, there has never been any need for any directorate in the first place because the Obidient Movement is greater than the Labour Party, if I may say. And at the same time, the Julius Abure sudden olive yardstick to the Obidient Movement is a bit suspicious because we have always been organic and we have several leaders. And why did the Obidient Movement work? Because of the diversity of the leadership, and you can't really pinpoint who is the leader, but all road leads to Peter Obi, who is the principal. So we are glad that the directorate is dead on arrival, because event of a few days or a few hours ago has taken over all those talks of director or whatever. We are focused, we are happy, we are excited, and we are looking forward to the steps that we are going to take to the right direction.
But then if indeed the Obidient Movement is bigger than the scope of any political party, I'm wondering how then it can be sustained. How can the movement be sustained so that it can achieve victory in future elections?
Well, from my own point of view as an Obidient, we are looking at our principal. He is the leader. We are praying and hoping that the Labour Party will put its ass together vis-a-vis the new convention. They have to go from ward to state to national to conduct themselves well, obediently, and then we will follow. But for now, we are looking at our principal to give us a sense of direction. We are glad to tell you that he tweeted during when we were requesting for him to come out clear and tell us about this directorate. He came out clean and said, the Obidient Network has no leadership. And as we speak to you now, we are waiting for His Excellency Peter Obi to give us a sense of direction.
But this dispute, between Peter Obi and the Labour Party over the issue of the Obidient Movement, raises questions about party ideology, because it does seem like we have some politicians in Nigeria who only use certain parties as platforms, to contest for election without actually believing in their ideals, their goals, and their vision. So I'm wondering, what does this say about democracy in Nigeria?
I think I will strongly disagree with you. I don't think there's any dispute between Peter Obi and the Labour Party. The Labour Party chairman decided to delve into an area he shouldn't have done in the first place. The Obidient Movement has always been there, and the support groups to do whatever assignment that we will do to get our principal elected. So Abure in the first place should have not had any dreams of, coercing the Obidient Movement, because the Obidient Movement never took instructions from him. So it surprises people like me that goes to the party secretariat asking, what can we do? How can we support? And suddenly the persons you're asking, how can you support, is trying to tell you what to do. So we found that very suspicious. But we are focused, we are waiting, we are urging Obedience to go and register in their wards in mass, in large numbers. while we are waiting for our principal to give us a sense of direction, the Obidient movement is not shaken by any threat from any quarters. Obedience are in PDP, we are in APC, we are in Labour Party, we are all over the world. And I can assure you, I am Obidient from the European Union. We are solidly behind a new Nigeria. And that new Nigeria is all we are looking forward to. I am here now in Abuja, looking forward to traveling around the north and the southwest to assess for myself, why are people hungry, why are things expensive, and we are doing our findings. And we will advise the government at the day in due course, and we advise our principals too, because we need to rescue the Nigerian people who are hungry at this moment.
Now, I'd like us to speak a bit more, about the controversies surrounding the tenure of Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure. Like you noted earlier, it seems he's given out an olive branch to all those that he's been having conflict with. What's the status at the moment? Is he still in charge of the party, or is it the NLC that is in charge of the party?
The Obedience long ago had advised Abure to exit. I think the INEC has now stamped his signature as invalid. And I think Abure, as a statesman, he should give himself some brains and exit quietly. I must give it to him, Abure has done well. We were all in the campaign trail that caused the tsunami in 2023. So having done all that, we will not just wave Abure aside. He has done well, but it's time to go. We need fresh minds in the Labour Party. The transition committee should put themselves together and do the job. We are looking forward to a convention, a boom convention in Eagle Square. And I urge the APC government to not take that away by not giving us the permit to have the Eagle Square where Obedience and all the support groups that did the magic in 23 will come and show our strength. Let them allow us show them what we did, why we claimed or why we said that we won the election. I am so happy and glad. I'm sure all the Obedience all over the world have been getting messages that Abure has finally gone. What else can he argue? The INEC, where he vests his powers, your signature is no longer valid, and I think it's time to go. We will welcome his exit, and we are glad that we can forge ahead.
Now, at the height of this crisis, the leadership crisis in the Labour Party, there were insinuations that NLC President Julius Abure wanted to evict Abure and his National Working Committee because he had plans to use the Labour Party as a platform for the 2027 elections. I would like you to react to that.
I wouldn't think anyone can use the Labour Party with the Obedience and P2B in the picture. The Labour Party is a bride at this moment. No one can use the Labour Party. The Obedience wouldn't even allow you. Look at what the chairman attempted to do. We resisted vehemently. We are going to fight for the new Nigeria, and we are going to possibly use the Labour Party if they put their ass together. I will urge my principal to continue to insist that the Labour Party puts its house in order so that we can fly that flag as we did in 2023.
Now, there was also a bit of, shall I say, conflict or disagreement between a group in the Middle Belt that said Peter Obi erred when he compared Nigeria's election with South Africa, saying that both political terrains are different and cannot be compared. Can you react to that?
You always have to work on divergent views. People cannot all agree with you. Peter Obi is a human being. Well, if they don't accept it, Peter Obi has said his own, what he believes. You see, Peter Obi is a human being. He has his own way of thinking. Sometimes we Obedience disagree with him too. So if they disagree with his own version, well, they've aired their view. I'm sure His Excellency will reply them in due course. We have the smartest presidential candidate you can ever find in Africa, so we are not disturbed about him answering those who are against what he says. Everyone must not agree with you.
What next for the Labour Party? Can you give us an idea of how the Labour Party is strategizing for 2027?
We need fresh minds. We need a fantastic chairman, a digital chairman, a chairman that listens, a chairman that carries the obedience along. That is very important because the obedience, my dear, I want to tell you something. You see, the Obidient movement is comprised of all those people that are aggrieved with the Nigerian state, plus myself. The market women, the civil servants, you yourself in that studio, you know that feeding your kids these days, I saw they cut yams in pieces now. We need to come together as a nation. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is our president in 2027. If you like, you can strike from now till tomorrow. It's not going to change anything. You're only going to create more sufferings for Nigerians. My advice is that Nigerians should sit down together across religion, across party lines, and decide for themselves that we need to get out of all these challenges we are having. We need the right leader for Nigeria to be the leader in the African continent that it should be. And we're not going to do it by accusing anybody, by fighting, by insulting. No one will insult our president. He's there. But we need to help him to drive this car till 2027 and hand it over to Peter Obi. We urge him. I will urge him. We will go everywhere in the world begging him to hand over to Peter Obi because that's the only solution we have.
Now, you recall that during the election, there was a lot of criticism,